All right, Shalom. Let's start off by giving all praises, all honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the brothers to the four corners of the earth, teaching in truth and sincerity. In today's lesson, I want to go into the meaning of the word race, and I also want to break down the strongholds of Johann Blumenbach. Okay, because he put that belief out there that there's what. Everybody goes off 5 races, okay? And he also tells people that you are considered by a race, but also by a color, okay? So what made me entice me to do this video also was I was on one of the brothers' videos, and some dude, one of the scoffers on the karma board said Noah, and I believe he said a couple of more of our other ancestors, he said they were white, okay? Which we know that's not true, okay? According to the scriptures, that's off, all right? But then he had the nerve to say everyone was white, okay? And the only reason why people became dark is because basically like the different climates, okay? And my brother broke him down with something easy and simple and said, okay, well, since everyone was white, why would they not have the children and they be white also with them? Okay, why would it be based on climate? Doesn't matter where they would be. Once they spit out their children or their seed, they will also be of what that person, or we know from the seed that comes from man, they would be of that lineage of that man, okay? They would be from that seed because they come from his loins, okay? So, but through the spirit, I was meant to do this video, and then I noticed this is where that dude has got that scientific madness from, okay? Let's go into this little article. Okay? Now first, let's go into the right word for race. All right. Race, okay? It says people of common descent. A word from the 16th century from the Middle French race, earlier raza, race. Bread, lineage, family. Possibly from Italian raza, of unknown origin, cognate with Spanish and Portuguese raza. Etymologists say no connection with Latin radix root, though they admit this might have influenced the tribe, nation, and sense. Original senses in English included wines with characteristic flavor. 1520, a group of people with common occupation. 1500, in generation. 1540s, meaning tribe, nation, or people regarded as of common stock, is by 1560s. Okay, so basically, race is people of your same bloodline. All right, people of common descent. Okay. Now let's see the madness that our people are getting, that race is by color, and things like that. They get it from who? Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, okay? Which is a German Edomite. Okay? Let's get straight to the point. It says beliefs on races, okay? Blumenbach's work included his description of 60 human crania skulls, published originally in Fascicules as Dices Cranium, Göttingen, 1790, 1828. This was the founding work for other scientists in the field of craniometry. He divided the human species into 5 races in 1779. Later founded on crania research description of human skulls and called them 1793, 1795. Okay, it says the Caucasian or white race. Okay, says the Mongolian or yellow race, including all East Indians and some Central Asians. The Malayan of brown race, including Southeast Asian and Pacific Islanders. The Ethiopian or black race, including the Sub-Saharan Africans. The American or red race, including American Indians. Okay. Further, an anatomical study led him to the conclusion that individual Africans differ as much or even more from other individual Africans as Europeans differ from Europeans. Okay. Now, what I want to say there is, if you're African, okay, you're African, okay, that means you come from Ham. You're a Hamite, okay. And if you're an Edomite, you come from the lineage of Edom. Okay, that's simple as that. Okay, because you wanna get technical, the real Europeans of people that were of dark color. Okay. Now it says what? The Caucasian or white race. Okay. Now let's get into this. There's no such thing as when people say they're white. Okay, because no one's white. Okay. The so-called Caucasians, which they get that word comes from the Caucasus Mountains, they're not white. Okay, they're pale, and their blood shows forth through their skin. Okay, because they got the lack of pigmentation. Okay, then it says Mongolian or yellow race. There's no one yellow. Okay, there's all different complexions, but no one's yellow. Okay, like it says, including all East Indians. That's not true, because we know the East Indians are dark. They are of a dark shade of brown as well. Okay, just so you can get a little a glimpse of what I'm saying. Okay, because we're all different. Especially the Israelites. Okay, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. We're all different shades of brown. Okay. Like I said, the American or red race, including American Indians, okay, they're not red. No one's red, okay? If anything, the person that will be red would be Esau, okay, the red man. Okay, that's why it says Esau came out hairy, red and hairy like a garment, Just needless to say, just to paraphrase, okay? It says the Ethiopian or black race, including the Sub-Saharan Africans. All right, and we know Ethiopian in Greek means burnt faces. Okay, but it says what? The Ethiopian or black race. Okay, but see what he's doing is he's basing people's race off of color, and you can't do that. She's right there. Salat. You can't base people of race because of color, because you are who your father is. Okay, and we have some of our people that look that's brighter than others. Okay, for example, I want to get the scripture real quick. Okay, we're going to get Hosea. Okay, it's not in that one. It's Slot. Give me a bear with me for a second. Okay, actually no, it's Hosea 7 and 8. Okay, it says Ephraim, which is the so-called Puerto Ricans. It says he has mixed himself among the people. Okay, Ephraim is a cake not turned. Okay, so everyone cooked a pancake before. Okay, and when a pancake is not turned over, it's very light. Okay, so we got a lot of the tribes that are of that complexion. Okay, what does that mean? They're not of our race? No, that means they're lighter than us. And when you go back into the history Why is a lot of our people lighter than the others? Because what? When we went into slavery, and when they start taking us over and conquering our people, what? They raped our women. This is how our people became lighter, because they raped our women. And when you do that, the complexion of a person turns different. That's simple. As simple as that. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why certain people, are lighter than others. Okay. Now let's go into more of what this guy Blumenbach says. Put his stuff back. I don't gotta be arguing about no stupid stuff. Okay, this is what I wanted to get. It says, Blumenbach argued that physical characteristics like skin color, cranial profile, etc., depended on geography, diet, and mannerism, like other monogenists such as George Louis Leclerc, Comte de Buffon. Blumenbach held the degenerative hypothesis of racial origins. Okay. Basically, they was just coming up with different things. What they think that what race is based off. Okay. Blumenbach claimed that Adam and Eve were Caucasian. There you go. You have another lie. Okay. Because what would you call that? That's what you call white supremacy. Okay. Because what? Now that you think people think God and his son and the angels are white people. That's white supremacy when it's clear as day in the scriptures, okay? And, they like to say the people of the Bible is white. No, because the Bible clearly tells you the skin and the color of the people, who they were and what they were, okay? By their race. All right. So that's a lie. Okay, so it's Adam and Eve were Caucasian inhabitants of Asia, okay? Which, no, they were not Edomites, okay? See Asia hypothesis. And that other races came about by degeneration from environmental factors such as the sun and poor diet. So this dude is basically saying, okay, if you was in the sun, you became a certain color or complexion. If you were in the cold, you became a certain color or complexion, okay? Which that is bullshit, okay? Because, let's continue on. It says, thus he claimed Negroid pigmentation arose about of the result of a heat of the tropical sun. You hear that madness? That's madness, okay? While the cold wind caused the tawny color of the Eskimos, while the Chinese were fair-skinned compared to the other Asian stocks because they kept mostly in towns protected from environmental factors. He believed that the degeneration could be reversed in a proper environmental control and that all contemporary forms of man could revert to the original Caucasian race. Okay? That's a lie, okay? Because we already know that what? We did not come from Caucasian people, okay? We did not come from the Edomites, okay? Let's get that scripture right now. All right. Because if you want to be technical, what? Not technical. Let's keep it to the scripture of truth. So-called white people came from what y'all would call today black people, okay? Because why? Who? Isaac and Rebecca. Okay. Esau came from Isaac and Rebecca. Let's get that. Okay. Start at verse 19. It says, and these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padoram, the sister to Laban, the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. Okay, so 2 nations. That's two separate people, okay? Because what? Your nationality comes from the word nation, okay? So when you say I'm a certain nation, you're of a certain line of people. Okay, I'm gonna go into that word as well. It says, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. That's right. It says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red and all like a hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. Okay, that will be today. The so-called white man, okay? Esau, Edom, the Edomites. And after that came out his brother out, and his hand took the hold on Esau's heel, and his name was Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bare them. Okay. Now, when you read further below, it talk about the characteristics, okay, of Esau and Jacob. Okay. But the reason why they didn't explain Jacob's features, why? Because he was normal. He was like everyone else. Okay. He was of dark skin. You know, they explained Esau's physical appearance because he wasn't like everyone else. He wasn't normal. He was stripped of his pigmentation. Okay, and that also goes back to what? Of Cain and Abel. Okay, because what? The Cain and Abel would Cain. They talk about that mark, okay, the mark of leprosy, okay, because to be honest, when you have white skin, okay, not white, but you know, the skin of the Edomite race, what we'll call it, because no one's white, you have leprosy, okay, according to the scriptures. All right. So what he said right there, okay, that the people, original people is of white race. That's just white supremacy, okay? Because the so-called white man, Edomites, came from a dark-skinned people. All right? Don't touch it. Okay. Let's get into that word, I said nation, okay? So nation, 1300s from Old French. Nation means birth, rank, descendants, relatives, country, homeland, okay? Directly from the Latin natium, nominative, natio, birth, origin, breed, stock, kind, species, race of people, tribe, literally that which have been born from, okay? Let's read down, go to the meaning. It says large group of people with the common ancestry, okay? So, okay, what? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? We come from the same ancestry, okay? Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay? The three fathers of the promise, okay? And then it goes into the, if you want to go further back, you know, we go to the lineage, you know, comes from Shem, okay? But then it goes to the select people on down, okay? And I could get that, okay? I can get that. Let's go to Genesis 11:10. It says, these are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begot Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. Okay. Then it says, and Shem lived after Arphaxad 500 years and begot sons and daughters. Then Arphaxad lived and 30 years and begot Salah. Okay. But I want to jump down to the people that it all went to. Okay. And you can read Genesis chapter 11 for yourself. Okay. So it says Salah went from Salah to Eber to Peleg to Ru to Serug to Nahor to Terah and to Abraham. Okay. And I'm reading right now, what I was just reading was what? The lineage, okay? Particularly, before Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? So I was basically going into what? The generations. Okay? Now let's go into like Paul said, okay? Paul knew where he came from. Okay. Not that. Philippians 2. No, not Philippians 2. Get in my scriptures. Philippians 3 and 5, it says, circumcised the 8th day of the stock of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin. Okay. And Hebrews of the Hebrews, as touching the law of Pharisee. Okay. So Paul tells you right there, okay, he came from the stock of Israel, okay? And he told you what tribe he came from. He came from the tribe of Benjamin, okay? Which would be who today? They would be called the people of the West Indians, okay? That would be the tribe of Benjamin. All right. So back to referring to my point was, your race is people with the common descent. All right. So my race of people was who? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It has nothing to do with color. Once again, like I stated. Okay. Because your color does not defy you. Okay. That's why we have to try the spirits, battle spirits. Okay. And all you other groups like to say, well, GMS like to have white boys in their camp, because that's because you are spiritually discerned. Okay, you're off. Okay, everyone's not gonna look like the same color of Jesse Jackson. Okay, knowing the history and the different things that we went through. Okay, I want to get another scripture as well. Okay. All right, so now I'm on the Blue Letter Bible, and I wanted to go into kinsmen. Okay. Romans 9:3 says, "For I could." This is Paul speaking. It says, "For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh." Let's go into that word, kinsman. I'll continue on before we go into the word. It says, For I could wish that myself were accursed from the Messiah, for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertains the adoption and glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises. Okay, so a kinsman according to the flesh, which were Israelites. Let's go into that word kinsman. Okay. Let's go into that Greek word. Okay. Greek word for kinsman is sygenes. Okay, it says of the same kin, akin to, related by blood, and a wider sense of the same nation, a fellow countryman. Okay, so Paul's people were who? Israelites. Okay, and by faith we believe that we are Israelites. Okay, we are the descendants of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Everyone is not the descendants from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, because what? We so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, we came from the 12 patriarchs of who? Jacob's 12 sons. Okay, which make up what? The 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, that is our race. Okay, the children of Israel, that is our nation. Israelites are our kinsmen. Okay, which is also what? Our neighbors. Okay, so with that, I know I ran it on a little too much, but hopefully someone is out there was edified and they can also do the research, okay, of Johann and Blumenbach, okay, and get something out the lesson that I may have forgot and didn't get to, okay. So with that, shalom.